Hi and welcome to another update on the Lister D. There's a few jobs to do, a few bits and pieces to sort out, so I thought I'd do a quick video and show you what's been going on. Okay, so first up is the Argosy Pump, which I'm in the process of restoring. It's had a coat of paint now, the internals have been cleaned out, pulled out quite a lot of rust from it. It was in sort of pretty bad shape, so the ultimate aim is to have this fully restored and then have the D-type power it and get some water pumping and obviously give the D-type something to do. One of the first jobs I need to sort out is the water drain tap. That actually got blocked. You can see the aperture there is quite small, and something in the hopper, piece of rust broke off, got stuck in the tap, and I took it off and cleaned it out. But when I was putting it back, obviously being a brass part, I was a bit heavy handed with doing it up, and of course that sheared off and got stuck in the engine, so I had to peel that out with a cold chisel and a saw and get that out, which I did, successfully managed to get the piece out. Then I bought a replacement, a cheap replacement, but that's too small, you see. So that ended up, so I ended up with this one, which you can see was 12 quid. Hopefully the actual opening in it is slightly larger, so it will perhaps not get so easily blocked. And 12 quid isn't bad considering this original one, which I got, I think was about 25 quid. It's quite a lot of money, so but it is a heavy old thing, you know, a brass casting, so I suppose it's cost a lot to make. So that's the first job. The other issue, or the other thing that I had a problem with, is the float bowl in the carburetor. My one, it has this fitting on the top which fits onto the needle and nips up against it. My one, this top part was not fixed to it at all. I don't think it ever was. It was originally soldered on, but it had come off this fitting here. You can see it's got these straps either side, and I don't know whether it's either riveted or I think it's just soldered on there, but it seems to be a bit more robust than the one that was on there, so that is going to be changed as well. Spark plug, I don't think I've ever had a new spark plug in there, so brand new D16 Champion spark plug, so we're going to stick that in there. And then the other issue I had is that I only have one Magneto for it, and obviously Magneto is a crucial part. Without the Magneto it's not going to run at all, so I managed to buy another one on eBay. This one does spark, but it is a bit of a mess, as you can see. The top here is sort of a bit damaged. This points cover doesn't fit, you can see it's damaged as well. The spring clip doesn't even touch it, so I bought that in mind with rescuing the coil from that, and swapping it over with the one that I have got here. This is the original one that came with the engine, and as you can see, this one is cosmetically in better shape. It's got a new points cover, the clips okay, the actual body of it I did clean up to a degree. It has got a new condenser, it has got a brand new set of points in it, and I did clean up the although that has now got a scratch, so I'm probably going to have to do it again, but I did clean up the cover. So the idea is to take the good coil out of that, swap it over into this, and add a couple of other parts. I have still got a new condenser. I have still got another set of points which I could use. What else have we got? Oh, we got some new replacement cover screws which you can pick up. I've got the brass ferrule that goes onto the end of the HT lead, and then I've also got some of this braided, I don't know if you can get that, but yeah, this is braided HT lead, which will make a nicer looking job than this old sort of red HT lid, which I'm sure has just been taken off a car, or an original car HT lid has been cut down to make that. So this stuff will look a little bit better. So that's another job, and I'm going to do that in a separate video because that's probably be quite involved. So I'll do that in a separate video just on the RS1 Magneto. You can also check out one of my other videos where I dismantled this one, completely stripped it down and just showed you the internal workings of it, which is obviously of interest if you've got one and you want to take it apart. It kind of just shows you how to dismantle it, really. So they're the jobs I've got to do. I'm going to get on with those, and then I say we're going to fire up the lister, get it going. I do want to change the oil on it, so I'm hoping to just sort of run it up to temperature, get it warm, and then I'll drop the oil out of it and change the oil, because I've never changed the oil in it, and it's now sort of probably 4 years since it first ran, or coming up for 4. It will be later this year, 4 years since it first ran. So it's had that oil in it all the time. I mean, you can count on one hand the hours it's run, really, since I restored it. But even so, I'm going to change the oil, say new spark plug. We'll just check out various bits and pieces, and hopefully that will improve it a little bit more. So well, I'm now just emptying the hopper again after probably about 45 minute run. You see that new tap does have a better flow rate because it used to just trickle out of there. This has actually got a larger hole through it, so it does come out quite quickly. Although there does still seem to be a leak. I think I need to have a fibre washer between the tap and the body. It's just very difficult to get it sort of sitting perfectly upright. I have to play around with it, but yeah, you can see it empties out much quicker than it used to, which is good. So yeah, now it's sort of warmed up a bit. I'm going to empty that out and then do the same with the oil. Just empty the oil out. I've just parked the engine on a slight incline, so it's tipping forward, so that I can empty the hopper easily, and I say it should help me in draining the oil as well, because that will sort of tip towards the drain pan and make life a little bit easier. So drain pan in place underneath, which is it's just an old roasting tin, but it's handy for doing this. I'm pretty sure this is going to make a mess because it's going to be awkward to get this undone. Go. Let's go in. Saves all the paint. Unfortunately, it's probably going to go all over the trolley and not necessarily straight into the drain pan. There we go. Finger tight now. And there goes the oil. Ugh. And as predicted, all over the bloody trolley. There we go. Well, it is quite black, really, quite dark. It's broken down, obviously. I use Morris lubricants. I think it's like an SAE 30 for older engines. I'll put the plug in the old oil. I will so refill it with that. I suppose it would be easier to take the crankcase door off and fill it up through there, but we'll see how it goes. But definitely due a change. Right, so the drain plug's back in, and I've just crudely fashioned a replacement gasket for this oil filler. Just out of a cereal packet, which will just sit on there. I did get it wrong. I think it's I'm using SAE 20 golden film, which is classic motor oil, specialist stuff for older engines. I suppose it's ideal for this, really, but that's what I've got. That's decent stuff. So I'm going to top it back up now, and that will be that. So it's surprising how much that actually took, really, but I didn't bother taking the crankcase door off because I haven't got another gasket for here, and it is well painted in and sealed up there. So I've just filled it through this filler neck thing here, but yeah, it's surprising how much that actually holds, really. But there's my rough little gasket, and then just put the brass wing nut back on, and there we go. So yeah, overall not too bad a run. I've still got an issue with the fuel tap leaking, which is not ideal given that the fuel tap is right next to the hot exhaust, so that does need looking at. I never tend to run it with much fuel in there anyway. Normally I just put in, quarter of a pint or something, half a pint maybe, just for what, enough for one run sort of thing. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, so that's a mini service, if you like. It's had a new spark plug, fresh oil. We've sorted out sorted out the drain tap, which works a lot better. And yeah, I'll in the next video take a look at that mag, swap the bits over, so that I can get a decent second spare mag, which is always worth having just in case. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.